Today's daf is Masech Nedarim, daf Ayin Aleph. We are at the top of Ayin Aleph Med Aleph, the first line, a new Mishnah. Zok the Heliga Mishnah. The Mishnah says, Nadr bihi arusa v'niskarsha. If he made a neder and she was on arusa, so if she made a neder, she got divorced from the aras, boy b'yayim, niskarsha boy b'yayim, she got divorced on that day from the aras, she made the neder without a baila being made for her neder, her neder, and she was in this arsa boy b'yayim, and that same day she got married to somebody, she had eris into another person, a second man. Afilu lemeya, even if this happened 100 times over in that same day, aviu baila achroin, the latest baal mefirin nedara, they are made for her neder. And even the ones that happened even the nedarim that happened on the first aris. Zeh klal, like the Mishnah, this is a rule. Kol shalayat l'rishos atmasha achas. If she did not go out of her father's rishos to her own rishos, for example, she had heirs and all these people, she never got married, or she never became a begeres. So the halach is avil ba'ila achroin, mefirin nederah, they're always made for together with shutfas, whoever the current aris is, together with the father. So zok the Gemara. Minala on the aris achar meifar. How do we know that the last aris is mefer, nedarim shenur aris rishon, the nedarim that she made when the first aris, she made them and the first aris heard them, and then she got divorced from him. Amar Shmuel, Zak Shmuel, Amar Kra, the pasuk says, Midah Paraklam, pasuk Zayin, V'mhayoy siya leish unedareha aleha. So from the word aleha, Mhayoy siya unedareha aleha is mashma nedarim shahayu aleha kvar, nedarim that were on her before erisin. He could be a mefer. So the latest baal before his erisin, the ones that were before, he could be a mefer. So fracting Amar Dilma Hani Mili, maybe the only time that the second aris can be mefer shle'nir la'aris rishon, dafka nedarim that were not seen or heard to the first aris, he never heard them. Nedarim shle'nir la'aris rishon, but nedarim that the first aris already heard them, and so to speak, he already was zoicher in them and hearing the nedarim, they already became his. L'masei mevar achar, maybe a later aris cannot be made for them. And for the Gemara, aleha kra yaseruhu. The halal that's said in this pasuk is an extra word. So zok the Gemara that even without the word aleha, it's really mashma nedarim that the second that the aris sheni can be made for nedarim even that came before him, because asra is mashma even asra that she asred prior in the past. So by hechach zok the Gemara that the extra word allow is coming to tell you even a nedarim that was near aris rishon, a later aris could be made for. Zok the Gemara by the Tanya Kavasei Shmuel. The Gemara is saying we learn like this in a brayso like Shmuel. Now it says Nair Merasa Aviyu Ba'ala Mefrin Derel Ketzad How Shama Aviyu Behefer Law. If the father heard he was made for Lehisbak Habal Shmaya, and the Baal did not hear about it at Shemes, then this Arsa Boy Bayim, and she had eris into another person. Afilu Meya Palmim, even 100 times. Aviyu Ba'ala Achar Mefrin Derel. Zakting Gemara back to Shama Baila Vehefer Love Hisbaga Avla Shmaya Acha Mesabal. What happens if the Baal heard of the neder and he was mefer, the first Baal? Hisbaga Avla Shmaya, but the father did not hear about it. Acha Mesabal told him the Baal died, and then meanwhile she went ahead, the wife, and she was nisaris to another person. So halacha is Chayzar Ava mefer Chalka Shabal. The father could go himself and be mefer the chiluk of the first Baal. Amar Reb Nosson, says Reb Nosson, this that it says that the father can go ahead and make for the chiluk of the Baal. Hein de Reb Shammai. These are the words of Shammai that says that in this case, the halach is the striker reshus la'av to make for himself, and even after that she's a aris la'acha. Beis Hillel Oimrim, however, Beis Hillel says ein yachal hafer. In this case, where the husband died and he was made for it, and the father did not get a chance to hear about the neder yet, then the father then he holds that the father cannot be made for levado himself. Rather, he has to be made for together with the second aris, whoever the second, the third, whoever she's currently has erison to. So we see from this that the second aris is made for also Nedarim that were nearer la aris rishon, and like Shmuel said. So that's what you see. You see from Beis Hillel like Shmuel. So Zakti Gemara my plea here. What is Takana Machlokes Beisham and Beis Hillel that we have bringing here? Bringing Machlokes Beisham and Beis Hillel. Beisham says that the father to the la'av that the father gave made for himself. Beis Hillel says no, that there's still a din that the second aris and the baila and aviyah were made for together. Zakti Gemara my plea. What's a Machlokes? Zok the Gemara is going to say that the Machlokes Beis Hillel is in what we spoke about before in Daf Samach Tes. That is the Hafaras Habal, we declared, is the Hafara of the father or the husband. Is it Geizes, is it Megas Guys, or is it Miklash Kosh? Does it cut the neder or is it weaken the neder? So Zok the Gemara Bishamai Savri Nedarim Nami Sharoy La'arus Nesroik L'Shos La'av because of Megas Guys. Beishamai holds as it's regular shus la'av. Why? Because according to the Shittas Beishamai, when the Baal is made for his part of the neder, he's cutting his half off, and his mafter legamri his part of the neder. So come dois after the aris rishon was made for the neder, he's done. His whole part is finished, and he has no shaykhs to the whole neder anymore. So therefore, even after she's nisaras la'achar, the father can make for himself the whole neder because the part that belongs to the aris was already paka, it's gone. He cut it off, he did his job, he did his afar, it's finished. So the din of hafaras abal is already gone from the neder. Why? Because loy megas guys. He holds on the baal makes afara, he's not cutting off his neder, rather he's weakening the entire neder as a whole. So this weakness is not a ma'isa gomer mefnei atzma, and it's not chal until the other part, whoever has to be made for, which is the father in this case, has to do it together with him. So until the father's made for, the din of the aris that he's involved and he has a schus to made for the neder, a din to be made for neder, that doesn't go away. So therefore, if she's this aris to another aris, he takes over that schus. Now the second aris has that din. So that's why Beis Hillel holds because he holds that the neder, when you make for a neder, the lumdus of the way it works, that it's miklish kolish and not the megas guys like a Bishamai. Ibayalahu, the Gemara is mesupik. Gerishin kishtiga damya. If you have a aris that he divorces his arusa while her nedarim is still on her. So is gerish and kishtika damya, and you say that her nedarim are not, it's not mukum and it's not mufer, it's nothing. He didn't do anything, and the neder is still there. Oy kakama damya. The fact that he divorced her is that like he was making the neder, and since the aris knows he can't be made for a nedarim after she gets divorced from him, so the fact alone that he's gives her a divorce and doesn't do anything about the neder, it's as if he's mekayim the neder. So Zoktim Marla, my nafkamina, what's nafkamina if it lives like a shtiko or like hakama? Going shenadra, if the naimer also makes a neder of a shama bayal of a gerusha, and then her husband hears about it and divorces her without being made for her, and he goes back that very same day and he divorced her and he wants to remarry her. If you want to say that the gerushin, the divorce, has a din like a shtika, as if he did nothing, he could still go together with the father and be made for the neder after he remarries her. But if we say that a blight has a din like a kama, the aris cannot, once he remarries her, be made for the neder, because he was already making it al yedei giving her the first gerushin, so he can no longer be made for it.